Okay, what we got going on here is we have a half-inch ring, a 501, 501 thousandths, and a 505 tenths ring gauge here, half-inch probe, 500 probe, and these are the accessories, the connectors for the gauge here. What we're going to do is just set the gauge up as though we're going to measure a 500 to 501 tolerance. We take the adapter, we put it in the front, screw it down just hand tight. Fittings are all there to make it nice and tight and airtight. Screw the probe on the front, set it up so the jets are horizontal on here. Take your half-inch ring, put it on, cover up the jets. Press button 1, low input. Press button 2, it samples it. Number 3 stores it. Put the second ring on, 501. Button 1 is the high end, your high limit ring. Button 2 samples it. Button 3 stores it. All right. Now you go back with the alarms or the back arrow right there, and it'll reset. Or you can turn the gauge on and off, and that'll reset it also. So here we are, put the 0 ring back on. We gotta there we go. This last increment is 10 millionths. It's warming up to my hands here, but we have that. The 501 reads plus 1,000th, and this is about 5/10. It could be a little plus, a little minus. We haven't calibrated it, but this, say this is one of your parts that you want to measure, put it on here, comes out right there. See, it says 5/10 on there, to 10 millionth increments. And that's basically all you need to do to set the gauge up. It's that simple. There are other bells and whistles you can take advantage of on it, and we can go into that later, but just for purposes of demonstrating how the thing sets up, right now this is all you need to know. There is a 0 button right here. If you want to just check it out right here, turn 0 on, it zeroes the readout and the needle, and that'll, if you want to just check the condition of your bore relative to 0, or relative to a set point, then you can just zero it out and check it out, and then you go back to the original setting, goes back to where you were. And that's it. We have various fittings that are for different sizes of probes and so forth, hose fittings, any of those kinds of things. The analog meter here is programmable, where you can spread this thing out to be plus or minus, it comes factory at plus or minus a thou and a half. You can make that plus or minus a tenth and a half, plus or minus 15 thousandths, whatever you really want to do. A lot of times what technicians will do is set the thing up so each of the large hash marks, the 0.5, 0.1, and 1 and 1.5 are 1/10 increments. So it'll be plus or minus 3/10. You can do that and program that independently of the digital readout. The digital readout will continue to read as you programmed it originally. So